What's up, Aries? Welcome to your mid-January 2020 reading. I almost said 19. I'm still not used to saying it. I hope that you guys have been having a good January. I'm so sorry that these are getting out late, but it just is what it is at this point. Take this reading from about now to mid-February, and of course, you guys will be getting a February reading as well. Lots of changes going on for you guys. Well, before I do start that, hi, sorry. I've got messages and I don't want to lose them, but I do want to say thank you for you guys coming. If you are new, what's up? My name is Danny. If you're returning, hello again, thank you. And again, I do want to remind you guys that if you are interested in a personal reading, those are always an option. You can go to my About tab and email me at she'svibeytarot@gmail.com and we can get the ball rolling for you, okay? Okay. Now, messages. I don't want to lose anything. I will tell you, this is probably a reading where I'm going to skip around quite a bit. There's a lot going on. I'm getting a lot of mixed things. And again, this message isn't going to resonate with everybody. Definitely check out your moon, your rising, and your Venus for added messages or just a different message altogether if it's not resonating, okay? This feels very specific and certain things may be very specific to you and then maybe the rest of it doesn't make sense. Again, take it as it resonates. Let's start with your animal. You got the vulture. Okay, the vulture is a very underestimated animal. It's very much, that animal that people kind of look down on, right? Vultures eat whatever's left over, right? They are essential for our ecosystem. If we did not have them, we wouldn't thrive the way that we do, right? But they're definitely underappreciated. And I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of in this space of feeling like you have just always been the go-to person or the backbone for other people in your life. But then it's kind of like, well, where does that leave love and time and effort and all these things for me, right? Everything that you're pouring into other people, where does that leave it for me, right? So I feel like this is really definitely coming up in your lives right now. It's always a time for me whenever I see the vulture card, it's like, okay, girl, it's time to purify, it's time to recalibrate, it's time to get shit back in alignment, get things back in order, right? Because whenever we see the vulture card, it's letting us know that there's imbalance going on. What's interesting about that is you got Justice card, which is the first card up. So I will say at the end of the day, I think things are going to be great for you guys. I think actually there's a lot of turnaround going on for you guys, but it hasn't been easy. And I think this is a month where maybe some things of the past are kind of popping up and showing themselves in different ways. Right? I almost feel like there's different triggers all over the place, maybe even triggers that you guys didn't even know were there or existed, that it's making you think of past things, and it's also making you question certain relationships, certain friendships, certain, what you're doing, and even in terms of like your job, your career, that kind of thing. But all in all, I think it's going to be good for you. Also, I wanted to get back to these empowering questions cards because I think these are really great. And you guys got, where am I going and why? Really interesting that you got it again with that vulture card, right? Because again, whenever we get the vulture card, it's whenever we know we need to rebalance something. Something needs to be purified, cleaned out, turned over, changed, renewed, whatever. And I think that this is really a time where you guys need to be asking yourself the things that you're doing. Are you doing them because you want to be doing them? Or are you doing them out of, what you feel is duty? Are you doing them because of, what are your motives behind things? And be very clear about that. And I think this is a time to really be a little bit more selfish. Especially if you are not giving yourself the time and the grace that you so often give other people around you, okay? Because I think that that's where a lot of problems lie in terms of things with Aries is you guys almost self-sabotage, right? And you blame it on, but I was helping them and I was doing for them and I was doing for them, but it's your thing. It's your decision and nobody had a gun to your head. Like it's you are, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Whenever I get disappointed with people, yes, I can be disappointed about the things that I've done or they've allowed me to do or they've allowed to happen, but I've allowed it at the end of the day, right? We have a lot more power than we give ourselves credit for. So I think that you guys just need to keep that in mind. And it's a good time to clean house. Okay, clean house of the things that make you feel small, the people that make you feel small, just all of that, right? Now, bottom of the deck energy, the unseen energies, you got the Three of Swords. So again, I do feel like there are things popping up this month and even going into February. Probably, I hate to say this, but probably for some of you singles out there, Valentine's Day is probably not going to be the easiest for you. And you may not even be someone who really cares about Valentine's Day normally, but I feel like there's something about this that's going to be a little triggering, right? It's interesting. You got the Three of Swords. Underneath that, you got the Three of Cups. So we could be reflecting back on an ex who did you wrong, an ex who cheated on you, an ex who, somehow made things hard on you. We've got the Three of Wands, three threes, and then the ten of Wands. Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of going back, a lot of reflecting, but it's just be mindful of it, because I feel like for some of you, it's reflecting in the ways that don't make you feel strong and bold and like you can move on. It's reflecting in the ways that keep you down. So I want you to be really very, very mindful of that. Be very, very mindful of the things that your mind is telling you. Be very mindful of how you're feeling, and choose to, as much as you can, pick a lighter feeling. Okay. Now, you guys got the Justice card, Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So I do like that we open up with the Justice card. That's Libra energy. You could be dealing with a Libra person, but I do like we're opening up with that. This is about, some of you guys who have been wronged in some certain way, especially if it has to do with finances. Like, let's say someone owes you money. I feel like there's a good chance that you'll be hearing from them, or this could be something that's already happened in the past. This is in your past position. But what I love about the Justice card too, right, is like she has the Sword of Truth and the Scale. So this is about finding your truth, also finding your balance. Yeah, I do think this is about money. If you are owed money in any type of way, if it's someone like a friend that owes you money, if it's a lawsuit that's happening, if it's even a divorce, some of you guys who may be, heading to Splitsville, I think things are going to work out in that regard. And actually, you'll see signs that there will be some money coming in. Things are going to be working out. I will say that. Now, what's interesting, and it leaves you in this place of Five of Pentacles energy, which is very much about poverty. It's very much about being left out in the cold. And again, I do feel like there are some of those triggering feelings, especially those of you guys who may be thinking about an ex, or, a deal that's gone wrong that kind of put you in a funky position, something like that. But more than anything right now, I want you guys to watch your health. I feel like that is something that may be poking up for you. So, taking your vitamins, maybe doing some emergencies or whatever it is. I just want you guys to really be on top of your health, because I feel like that could be a thing that's getting you down. You also got the Eight of Cups that is clarifying this. Also, along with your actual physical health, I do want to say, if there are things that you guys have been stressed about, everything that happens on the physical with us, it manifests first internally. So a lot of times we can make ourselves sick with the things that we're thinking, with the way that we're feeling, right? So I want you guys to take extra special care of yourselves at this time, because I do feel like there is a sense of some of you not feeling well. Some of you guys are literally moving. There's a move happening with this Eight of Cups. And for some of you guys, that might spark different feelings of, oh, I don't want to move again, or especially if this wasn't your decision. But again, I think it'll be okay, because you guys are on to new things, new exciting things, new things that are going to be stable. Okay, interesting. Page of Swords, you got the Hangman. If any of you guys are dealing with or have dealt with a Pisces in particular, I feel like they are spying on you big time. At the very least, sorry guys, that's my son's iPad. What was I saying? Yes, Pisces. If you guys were dealing with the Pisces, I feel like they're spying on you at this time. At the very least, they are, if they happen to see someone who you guys know mutually, bumping into them, oh, how's so-and-so doing? Definitely that. Also, there might be something popping up where they want to reach out to you. So just be mindful of that. That might be coming up because you've got the Hangman twice, actually. Hanged Woman, Hangman. You got it twice. And then, yeah, with that Page of Swords, I do feel like there is someone who's either spying on you or maybe even be reaching out to you. So this could be a phone call coming in, a text, a Facebook message, Instagram, whatever. Feel that strongly. It feels like it's someone from the past here sitting with this. It's funny because it's right next to this Three of Swords card I've got. Yeah. So main thing, yes. Everything's going to work out. You guys are going to get your justice. If it has to do with money, it's coming in. Things are going to be working out. What I will say, with that Justice card, Ten of Pentacles showing up as your first cards. I feel like a lot of you guys are in this place, this weird place where you're having to move. Some of you guys, it's moving on. It's about moving on from something completely, because I feel like there's still things of the past that are popping up extremely heavy at this time. So take good care of yourself. Also take care of yourself, like literally physically, because I feel like colds and all that are knocking at your door if you're not, right? And then, yeah, it feels like, yeah, no, Hanged Woman, it feels like a literal person. So I don't know. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Queen of Swords. Ace of Pentacles is actually what's in your environment, and I love that, right? It's one of my favorite aces because this is an ace of stability. This is long-term. This is longevity. This is actually planting good, solid gold seed. So especially if you guys feel like you've been in a flaky situation, I feel like you guys are coming up into something that's going to be great for you. It's going to be solid for you. It's going to be abundant for you, right? And I love that. It's right underneath this Justice and Ten of Pentacles cards. Now this could be you guys stepping into alignment with a earth energy person. So Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. But at the end of the day, I think money is going to be really looking up for you guys, especially those of you guys who've been struggling, okay? This could also be new job opportunities. And again, I feel like a lot of you guys are moving into a new space. New home is the thing, right? Queen of Swords. There may be a air sign individual around you that is... This could be offering a job, even offering sound advice, or just like a really dear friend, someone who's been through certain things. So I feel like you trust them in, like, I feel like you trust them in situations. I feel like there's someone you could talk to. It's interesting because this is sitting right underneath the Justice card. Justice is Libra energy. So it could be a Libra, could be a Gemini, could be Aquarius, really could be anybody. The Queen of Swords energy, though, she is someone who has so much wisdom, and it's because she's gone through so many different things. So, you know, she is a highly evolved person, very blunt, very much about her shit, and it's good. But it feels like this person is either giving you like a, hey, I heard about a job opening over here, or hey, this could be a boss. This could be, again, a friend, a mom, an auntie. It feels like a job opportunity for a lot of you guys. Yeah. Now, what I will say with the Two of Wands is you've got some options ahead of you. Well, it's funny. Two of Wands, I want to read it with this Seven of Swords very closely. So Seven of Swords can be the common thief, cheat, bad person, right? But really, most of the time, whenever I read a Seven of Swords, it usually pops up to me as someone who's strategizing or someone who is self-sabotaging, right? So what I will say is I feel like you guys are right on the cusp of doing something new. It's so interesting. Death card popped out, right? So the transformation. You guys are right at this point of a transformation, right? And sometimes before we go through and walk through those doors, things get really scary. Things get really icky. Things feel really hard, right? And sometimes we can walk our way and talk ourselves out of certain things into making ourselves think that we either don't believe it, it's not going to work out, or whatever the case. Now, remember, swords are our thoughts and how we communicate them. I feel like one of the things with you guys at this time is it's almost like you're afraid of success. It's like you guys want success and there's certain things you want so bad, but you can almost talk your way out of it. Or you can almost distract yourself so much with other people's things that you don't have enough time for your things. You don't have enough energy for your shit, right? And then you can easily be like, but this happened because I was focused on helping Sally with her relationship or whatever. And it's like, no, I just want you guys to take ownership. You know what I mean? Because whenever we recognize those patterns that we do, and we all have them, we do different things. We all have certain patterns that we can do that are not the most conducive to what it is that we're trying to do with our lives. The sooner we recognize that and make some changes with that, the sooner things click and things change. But it feels like it's almost like there's a cycle that you guys keep having, right? Which is why you're in the vulture energy, right? It's just like, this is a time to purify and really get clear on what it is that you guys need to be doing for you, because I think you can get so easily distracted helping other people, and essentially you're running from your happiness. Again, there also is this sense that there's almost like a fear of success. Now you've got the Queen of Swords again. You got two Queen of Swords. I don't know if some of you guys could also have heavy air in your chart, so this could be applying to that. Princess of Swords again, because Princess of Swords is Page of Swords. Now, what I will say is, with this Page of Swords or Princess of Swords, I do feel like this is also kind of talking about your evolution in terms of, you know, the princess or page, she's not as evolved as the Queen of Swords, right? This is someone who has really stepped into their own and really stepped into their own, and they're graceful and they say what they want and they mean what they say. And there's been a lot of patience behind this. There's been a lot of training. I can't think of another word, almost like training that you've had to do with yourself, right? In order to get to this place. But I feel like you guys will be there. Again, it feels like at this time things feel a little rocky. I think you guys are a little bit in your feelings about missed opportunities of the past, whether it be with money or relationships. I feel like that's definitely coming up this month. Don't get too lost in that, because you do have the Nine of Cups here, right? You do have opportunity for your happiness, but there was something, Hanged Man again, there's something that you guys needed to see. So if you guys have been having a particularly hard time, Aries, understand that it was for a reason. Understand that it was for a reason. You guys needed to change your perspective on something. You guys needed to see something differently. And maybe it is just you need to see yourself differently. For some of you guys, I feel like that's what it is. Because again, I think a lot of your motives for doing certain things were to be this type of person for them, or to provide for them, or to whatever for them. And right now you guys are at a place where it's like, okay, no, where are you going for you and why, right? So through all these trials and tribulations, through all the people, maybe, you know, Seven of Swords again, you know, throwing rocks and hiding their hands, stabbing you in the back, you were supposed to see something. And I think for a lot of you guys, this is you seeing how this all happened because you weren't being your own best friend. Maybe you weren't loving yourself correctly, but the world is here, right? This is a leveling up. This is a whole new you. This is a whole new, you know, whenever we get that, we know that things are going to just flip for the better, right? So I think this is a hard time. I think this is a lot of you guys, a really reflective time, right? Where a lot of things are coming up, a lot of past things are coming up, and it may be feeling a little crunchy. But don't be afraid to step into your new life. Don't be afraid to step into these new opportunities that are coming for you. I feel like that's the best advice I could give, because I do feel like, again, there's a little bit of that self-sabotaging going on and getting stuck and lost in the past of the things that didn't work out and things that didn't go right. Leave the past there. It's time to purify, okay? It's time to move on. So you guys got Windfall of Abundance. It says an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. Yes. So again, we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity for abundance, and abundance that's going to last. Like, it's longevity. Like, this is good stuff. It's what you've been waiting for. And then very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so for you singles, keep hope alive. Everything is okay. I love you guys so much. Please thumbs up this video, and I will see you soon. Bye, Aries.